Kathryn Swiles, an addictive quality. An addictive quality, Kathryn Swiles.
Gentlemen, thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, you see before you the litter of my addiction with turkey. For a girl who left these shores quite ignorant about carpets and killings, when I embarked on Turkey, I fell in love with the artefacts and the artwork and the handicrafts of the women of Turkey. Within 2 days of landing in Kushadasi, Samos, the Greek island that had been overpopulated by British tourists, I fell in love with the colour, the humanity and the integrity of carpets and killings. So I wish to share with you the excitement that I have found in carpets and killings, and more importantly, the integrity of the purpose of the women who created these pieces. Allow me to distinguish for you the difference between carpets and killings. A killing is thus. It is a flat weave. A flat weave. It does not have a pile to it. So this is a killing, this large one is a killing, and so over here, a further killing. And you can see quite clearly there's a variation in colour, in motif, and in size. The carpets, by contrast, have a pile. This is an Afghani carpet, and it has a much lower pile than this, a Turkish carpet. And its motifs are much more fine than those of the one from Turkey. Carpets and killings, the purpose of which are largely to cover the floor of homes. They were useful items in the village, and each of the motifs reflect a region from where they have come. Carpets and killings are found from Uzbekistan to Morocco, and you will be able to distinguish if you become familiar, and certainly carpet dealers are very familiar. They can say exactly where a piece was made, from whence it has come. And they do that largely through the motifs. For instance, this carpet from Turkey, its design is called a Milas design. And it's distinguished by the central motifs here, and this outer one, and this outer one. However, a Milas carpet traditionally are lighter colours. So what we have here is the woman who created it. She chose certainly to stay with the motifs of her region, but she chose also to create different colours. So an individuality, an individual expression, comes about in the creating of something that's orthodox. The interesting thing about the designs is that a woman is defined by her location. You clearly would not get a woman in the village creating a carpet or a killing in particular that is a Konya design when she lives in Van, Van Gölü, Lake Van in the eastern Turkey. That would be preposterous for her to create a design that is alien to her whole being. She designs, and this is a Van killing, and it's distinguished by these very bold motifs on it. She will create a Van designed killing, but she will have some changes to it. You can often find a teardrop in a killing. She's making it in her house, in her village. Yes, it's a regional design, but she can make it more particular. And that is the beauty of killings. They are like a signature of the woman who has created it. The carpets, and I go to the Afghani carpet, very traditional motif. There is not a great deal of variation that you will find in Iranian and Afghani carpets because they stick very much to the nature of what has been dictated over years, thousands of years, of common understandings of patterns. The beauty of carpets, by contrast to killings, is if you turn them, you then get a different hue to them, so that they can change in a light. This one from Turkey, the colours are, I found, beguiling. I had never seen this grey, lavender grey, ever before. I had never seen this purple before in my travels. And so when it was laid out in front of me before me, I didn't see the toys. All I knew was, at the start of 6 months backpacking, I put down $1,000 there and then. I just had to have it. That was 20, 30 years ago. This killing I saw in a store in Varna. And Varna is totally to the east, as I said, snowbound. And they wouldn't accept from me $500. And I left thinking, they're dreaming. They're dreaming. However, when I went back to Istanbul, and I had only 3 days before I was leaving to come back to Australia, I could not get this killing out of my thoughts. I could not get these colours or pattern out of my thoughts. I was addicted. I worked out, get on the bus, do 24 hours on the bus, go when it's opened, throw the money down, get back on the bus, hit the plane. And that is exactly what I did. I went for this killing, for sure. And the beauty thing about this killing is it's not one piece. It is 2 pieces. It has been made so superbly, 2 looms, 2 seasons maybe, that there's an absolute correlation in the motifs, the balance of it. And if you look closely, you might see where it is joined. This, by contrast, is a fine piece, a very happy piece. The person, the woman who made this, certainly stuck to the rules of design, but you can also see that she was joyous in what she created. It's a happy piece. The interesting piece is this one. I haven't got a dealer who's told me who and where it's from. I just know that it's unique, and I knew it was unique when I saw it. And again, I just said, that's mine, I'll have it. And you can see with the colours on this piece, they're very natural. That's called a brush. Where the colours vary because of natural dye, it's a brush. And you pay for that. It's not a fault. You pay for that quality. Ladies and gentlemen, you have before you my addiction. These are memoirs. These are memoirs from Turkey, shared by the women who created these pieces. I am now the custodian of these. They will go on to members of my family in the future. Yes, people bring back souvenirs, and I guess you could speak of these being souvenirs for me. However, they have given me so much pleasure and so much pride in the regarding of them for decades. I hope your addiction gives you equally as much pleasure in your own time and your own place. Thank you.